Shalom, this GMS Solid Sit Down is coming back with a lesson. First off and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect out there spreading this word of sincerity and in truth all over the four corners of the earth. God, this is going to be part 16, Message to the Watchmen. As y'all know, it's a series that I have been doing for quite some time. I don't often make a video. As you see, this is part 16. But over the years, sometimes I'm meditating upon certain things. And as me, myself, I'm growing in this truth, always adapting or trying my best to adapt to certain situations and to things that my elderly brothers teach me. I try to pass it on to my fellow brothers all over the four corners of the earth, that they might learn from that also. So like I said, this is part 16, Message to the Watchman. And this video is going to be named Know Your Audience. Know your audience, man. Because that's very, very, very important, man, to know who you're talking to know who you're dealing with. Are these people known with the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? Are they known with the truth? Are they known with the Bible to begin with? What type of spirit do they have? Are they proud? Are they, raised in the streets? Are they raised, in some kind of feminine way? Only with their mother or. You gotta check out certain spirits, man. I did a video a couple of weeks ago about discernment. That through the spirit we learn to discern. And if you go into the word discern, it goes into being skillful in knowing the characteristics of people. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we learn that. So while we learn what type of spirit a person has, we also need to adapt that to the way we teach. We need to adapt to the way how we expect this person to understand what we are saying. It's always important to keep in mind that you once didn't know this truth neither. You was at a certain point one time in your life that you started listening to this truth, and as an example, me myself, I thought the Sabbath was only once a month, man. I thought the Sabbath was only on the new moon. I knew the new moon, it was the new moon 100%, I no doubt. But I did not know it was every week. Which people in the church even know that every 7 days. But I was a so-called Christian in the world, but I never read the Bible, man. I was, doing all kinds of shit. The only thing I was keeping was not swearing, man. The only thing I knew is that the Lord said, "Thou shalt not swear, neither by heaven, neither by, by your own head," stuff like that. So, in due time, you learn. But, Salakia. On the Sabbath, man, you finna yawn and stuff. But that's good, man, because that spirit, that vibration is good, because you need to rest. But I was new in the truth. I didn't know any better. So what if someone would have come upon me, rebuking me, flipping out on me, talking about I'm gonna be destroyed, this and this and that, for not knowing that the Sabbath is every week. You see? So you need to understand your audience, and that's even on the carnal level. That's just the law. On a spiritual level, some people need more time to understand spiritual things. Why certain things are happening, what's going on, when Satan is interfering, when Satan puts a spirit upon people to flip out, man, to bug out, to catch you off guard. Just now, man, just now I was walking outside just to understand something spiritual. Shall I say this? Yeah, I'm gonna explain this. I was walking outside and the new moon just came in, the Sabbath, and I was talking with this brother uh, concerning the Gentiles and the word ethnos and stuff like that. And while I'm talking with this brother, this little dog comes running up to me, and I walk with my dog, which is 20 times the size of that small dog. But this dog doesn't stop barking, man, and he comes closer and closer. And my dog is not the dog that responds to this type of shit, because he looks at that small dog like, man, you shouldn't even come near me, because what do you think you're gonna what avail it thee to come close? I see my dog, man. He peculiar too. Anyway, so I'm trying to have a conversation with this brother, but this dog keeps barking. Yara I can finish this video. This dog keeps barking. Then the owner, which is a female, which looked good, came closer and starts talking to me about her dog. And I look at her like, yo, I don't know. I'm minding my own business. I'm actually on the phone. Just take your dog, man. And she kept standing there with her dog. And then spirit changed upon my dog also to get violent, man. And my dog doesn't get violent easily. But this was Satan, man, because eventually when I got back to the brother, I totally forgot what I was talking about. So, Satan interrupts. But something like that. This is my point. And it's the Sabbath, and it's a female. So something like that is spiritual. It's a spiritual thing. Brothers be going through some things. The most I be showing them, like, something happens, 144,000 somewhere, or you was thinking about something that's not good. Maybe you went off that day, boom, something hurt you, you cut yourself, or one time, and I'm honest about it, man. One time I was working in the city, and I saw this woman looking, but then this man came walking next to her, but I kept looking because I was like, nah, it's probably not her man. So, okay, and then the most I be like, oh, so you wanna think like that, do you want to make your own decisions concerning that? Then the electrical wire hit me in my eye. This was when I was new in the truth. I was kind of new in this truth, maybe 1 year. Electrical wire slapped my eye, and my eye was completely red. And the first thing that came in my mind was the thing. Then you can say, if you're not spiritual, you can say like, oh yeah, it's just coincidence that this thing happens. It doesn't mean that it's the Most High and stuff like that. But if you're spiritual, 1 and 1 is 2. You can link things to each other, and you can see what the reason is that certain things happen. And certain things, spirits that are busy going on, looking at friends and family, old friends from the world and family, and seeing that certain things that they say and now speak concerning you is not them, but then they want you to choose between them and this truth when you just come in. And this is all spiritual, man. This is all written in the scriptures. So, but try to explain something spiritual like that to a person that just came in. He doesn't understand this. So you got to know who you're talking to. You got to know who your audience is. You got to know on what level this person is and is thinking and is operating within his mind. So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 1. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Yahushua. You see? So the Apostle Paul, examined his people, man. He examined his audience. He's telling his own audience, like, listen, man, when I was talking to you back then, I couldn't speak to you as spiritual, man. I couldn't speak about spiritual things because y'all was not even really able to understand the carnal, man. But he spoke carnal unto them. Basic meaning he spoke on a simple worldly level, on a simple carnal level, fleshly level that they could understand. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Yahushua. So, because why? He realized, like, hey, they are new. They are new in this truth. So, if I want to come deep and show them, like, what just happened is something crazy spiritual, they're not going to get it, man. So, he was telling them, like, I can speak unto you as unto spiritual, man. So, I spoke carnal unto y'all as unto babes, man. Newborn children. You know, newborn babes. Like Yahushua said, you need to be born again. And when you are born again, you need to relearn things, man. You actually need to be brainwashed, because brainwashed is actually nothing bad, man. Your brain needs to be washed from all the filth and bullshit that is in it. You know, and when your brain is washed, then you can fill it with the right nutrients again, which is this truth. Which this truth is meat, man. But when you become a babe, the first nutrients that you need to get is milk, your mother's milk. You know, which is these scriptures, and then later on you get a little bit of bread. You know, then you get some honey when you grow up 3-4 years old. You know, then you get some meat. You know, you take some breakfast, milk, meat. Nah, not breakfast, man. We're not from England that we eat meat in the morning, man. English breakfast. Not getting on the brothers in England though. You know, they dope too. But yeah, eventually you're able to get some more nutrient food because your brain is washed. Verse 2, I have fed you with milk and not with meat, for hitherto ye were not able to bear it, neither ye yet now are ye able. So the Apostle Paul is speaking to the people in Corinth, and he's telling them that certain things they are not yet able to understand. It goes deeper than just the sight. It goes deeper. There are certain things happening around us that we can't see with the naked eye. You know, you need to create a spiritual eye to see these things. You know, and people that are new in this truth, they are not able to understand that. You know, so you got to explain them on the other level. That's why I'm saying you got to understand your audience. You got to understand who you're talking to. You got to understand what type of person you're dealing with the discernment that you receive through the Spirit, man. You know, verse 3, for ye are yet carnal, for whereas there is among you envying, and strife and divisions, are ye not carnal, and walk as men. And also there were certain things going on amongst the people in Corinth, so that the Apostle Paul had to deal a certain way with them. Now, of course, back then you had Israelites that were not raised with the how you say that, with the commonwealth, like it says in Ephesians chapter 2. They was not raised with the commonwealth of Israel, so they needed basically space to adapt to the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, because they weren't raised with that, and nowadays nobody is raised with this truth except the new generations. You know, the children of the men that are out there in the highways and byways right now, the children of the men that came into this truth. You know, the new generation, man, the children. You know, brothers, their sons and daughters that are being born right now, or that are being born right now, and in the space of now and 10 years ago. You know, them being born and raised with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and no strange philosophies, Christianity, and all that garbage. So this is Acts chapter 21, verse 25. As touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded, and these Gentiles is talking about Israelites, and as touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded that they observe no such things, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangled, and from fornication. Wait, let me see. Gone. So as touching the Gentiles, you can't expect that they just let everything go in one blow, man. Otherwise, they're gonna be destroyed. You can't talk to them like that, man. You need to give them some space, and time to adapt. A flower that blooms in one day will die the next day, man. But a tree that, a plant that is able to grow into a tree will take years and years and years, man, to reach its full potential. But it takes time, man. So you got to give brothers that just came into this truth, you got to give them time to adapt and be patient with them. Like the scripture says, how to teach with patience. As touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded that they observe no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangled, which means an animal that is being strangled to death. Can't eat that because the blood is still in the body. And from fornication. These are the things that they had to refrain from. These are the things that they had to refrain from, being as newborn babes in His truth. These simple things, man. No idols, no blood. So when you eat your meat, make sure there's no blood in it, because the blood is the life. And when the animal is strangled, all the blood is still in the body. So there are certain ways to deal with certain men. Colossians chapter 4 verse 5. Walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man, because every man is different, man. So you need certain different spices for certain different people. I got a brother in the camp, he doesn't like spicy food, man. So when I cook food for the brother, I make sure it's not that spicy, man. Then you got the other brother, GMS Swiss in Holland. He likes his food hella spicy. So if I cook food for him, I make it nice and spicy, man. Some brothers like the skin on the chicken. Some brothers don't like the skin on the chicken. So some brothers are deeper than other brothers. Some brothers grow quicker than other brothers. Some brothers are not on that level yet. So you got to teach them, every man according to him, man. Your teachings need to be adapted to him. You always have this, in the military, you call it the spiral of offense, which is basically something you got to adapt to. If the guy that approaches you talks normal, then you talk normal back. But if he wants to go higher with aggression, you make sure your aggression is above his aggression. If he wants to go higher than that, you make sure that you're higher than that. Always be one step ahead of them. But if a person comes cool, calm, and collective, you come cool, calm, and collective too. If this person doesn't have that much knowledge, or he doesn't really know the Bible, then don't start asking him difficult questions that he doesn't know anything about, because you're gonna make the brother feel uncomfortable and not wanting to learn from you. If you start asking him like, who's the father of King David? How many men did Abraham destroy the kingdom of Sodom and Gomorrah? If he doesn't even know what Sodom and Gomorrah is, why would you ask him such a question? Why don't you speak unto him? Why don't you walk towards him with wisdom, teaching him? Maybe the Spirit will jump upon him to go and teach by himself, or maybe join the camp. But there are ways wherein you need to speak to these men and know your audience, man. Colossians 4 and 5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without. Without what? Without this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, man. Walk in wisdom towards them. Walk with wisdom towards them. Give them the ability to learn so they can teach others also, like the scripture says. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 2. Let me start at 1. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua Mashiach, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. You see, so it's a circle, man. It's a circle. Whatever you learn, you teach. Whatever that guy learns from you, the brother learns from you, he teaches. That's how we pass on this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And this is commanded from the beginning, man. That we teach our children and that we teach everyone his neighbor. And if the neighbor goes off, you rebuke him. You correct him. This is in the law of our people. So we still ought to do those things, man. Correct each other on our ways, man. And while we teach, while we speak, make sure that it's according to his understanding, man, and to his level. So the way you speak is very important, man. Mark chapter 9 verse 50. Salt is good, but if the salt have lost its saltness, wherewith will ye season it? Have salt in yourself and have peace one with another. It doesn't have to turn into a fight all the time. If the guy doesn't agree, you take a step back and you're trying to teach him on another level, man. But if he starts bucking up against everything you say, of course, the book of Titus says, what is it? Titus 3 and 9. Titus chapter 3 verse 9. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition reject. You see? So there are certain ways to deal with certain people, man. If a man is a heretic, which is a guy that wants to battle constantly, every word you say, he wants to go against it. And you see that he's just doing it for the fuck of it, man. A guy like that, you can't take him serious, man. And you have to understand that, hey, this thing is probably not for him, man. So you admonish him, which if you look up the word admonish, let's look it up.
Strong's G 3559. Nuthesia.
So it says admonition, exhortation, calling attention. Calling attention to what? To this truth, man. Calling his attention to this truth. Calling his attention to the scriptures, to the explanation. Admonition. Did I write it wrong? Admonish. What is this bullshit, man? Nowadays, you can't download any app without bullshit. Admonish, to counsel another against something to be avoided or warn. Basically teaching, man. To admonish is just to teach, man. To urge, to exhort. Strengthen somebody in what? The scriptures, man. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. To reprove firmly but not harshly. So you take it easy with the guy, man. You admonish him, you teach him, you explain him. Seasoned with salt. You approach him, to understand the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But what does it say? After the first or second admonition, trying to teach him on a calm, cool, and collective way, if he doesn't want to hear, if he wants to stay in that heretic spirit, that rebellious spirit going against the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, then reject him, man. But understand that not everybody is a heretic. Some brothers is just, not that quick in learning the things. So you got to give them time also, man. You got to give them time to meditate upon the things that you be saying, man. So yeah, you got different type of brothers. Some brothers, they very quiet. Hey, me personally, man, I like brothers that just stand there and listen the whole day. Don't say anything. You just teach. But the next week they come again and they ask questions. So last week you said this. What do you mean with that? And because the scripture also speak about with patience give answer. So everyone needs time to let everything, basically fall on the right spot. And then, just like the church of Berea, you're gonna question certain things like, okay, so what do you base this on? What do you base that on? Last week you was talking about this and this and that, but why is that? That's why we always tell the brothers, hey, if you have a question, ask it, man. That's why we make videos. That's why we go out in the highways and byways. That's why we do sit downs, for the edification of the church. Because to come back on the title of this video, Know Your Audience, we are here to build up a spiritual house in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We are here to build up the spiritual temple of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. In the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We are not here to break it down or to tear it up. We need to build it up. Us being lively stones, growing in this truth. We need to help build up this temple spiritually. So there's no reason to come violent upon everyone if people is just trying to learn or are not that deep yet. You have to understand at a certain point you didn't know the scriptures neither, man. You didn't know the scriptures neither. If someone has a difficult time pronouncing the name Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, don't get mad at him. Don't look like, yeah, he's probably a demon. He doesn't understand. No, man. Just give it time, man. Just give it time. And discern. Learn, because I had occasions that I was like, maybe he's not supposed to get the name or understand the name. And in certain cases, that's true, man. Spirit is blocking him to be able to speak the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because they are a bunch of worldly ass, wicked ass niggas, man. In certain cases. Or idiot ass coons like I see in front of me right now. This bullshit, man, is fucking vexing me as to the bone, man. That Popeyes chicken filet shit. I don't even know about that, man, because I live in Holland. We don't even know about no Popeyes and shit like that, man. But it's another thing. Don't defile your temple. Stay spiritual. But for the brothers, man, that be teaching, man, know your audience, man. It's very important, man. Don't expect a lot from new coming brothers, man. Not everyone is that deep in the beginning, man. Adapt yourself, but teach the truth, the whole truth. Spare none. There's a balance, of course. But you gotta, deal with brothers, man. You gotta, you gotta bring them in, man. They are fishes. They are fishes. If this bug just flew against the fan and he's smacked down. Anyway, it's lucky, man. Pay attention. If see Satan, man, I lost what I was gonna say. What was I gonna say, man? Anyway, so teach these brothers accordingly, man. Not everyone grows as fast as others, man. Know your audience, know who you're talking to, and what things you bring out also, man. Certain information. Someone that just learns that the Lord is a dark-skinned man. You don't go immediately into the book of Revelation where the red dragon is, and that the red dragon is Esau's system, America, the NATO with the 7 hats, and 10 horns. He's gonna look at you like, what the hell? Where do you base that on, man? Where do you base that information on? I don't get it. So you need to know what you teach. You need to know what you teach, man. So yeah, man, I'm still trying to figure out what I was gonna say because it was something deep. But cool, man. Hey, y'all wrote this out. This lesson was edifying, and I'll see y'all in another lesson. Shalom.